Part 24H, Fear, Guilt, Distractions, and Diversions on the Flat Earth. You need focus and clarity. Fear and guilt are the only enemies of man. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. That bears repeating. Fear and guilt are the only enemies of man. So let's start with the guilt first. Who of the controllers handles all the guilt? Yep, religion. Religion guilts the hell out of people all the time, every day, and been going on forever. Their whole motivation is to make you feel guilty about everything you do in your life. Now, fear. Fear is where you guys are trapped while you're seeking the truth on YouTube. They fill YouTube with nothing but fear to keep you guys diverted and distracted. The more you research, the more you look like this lady. And when you try telling your family and friends, that's how they see you, because you guys have been completely duped on YouTube, following all these fake truther channels with a bunch of nonsense. And I'm going to go over the majority of them right now. The New World Order, the one world government. Everybody's freaking out about the New World Order and they're going to take over, they're going to do all this and everything else. People, they did in October of 1945. It's called the United Nations. That's how long you've been under a one world government. Oh, and the dreaded mark of the beast. Everybody's freaking out about what's the mark of the beast, this, that, everything else. People, I've been telling you what the beast is. It's electricity. It's plasma. You've been under the beast system for a long time, ever since we reinvented electricity. One world currency and the fall of the financial system and the fall of the US dollar. No, people, none of that is going to happen. All those depressions and recessions, those are all planned. And there's nothing that's going to take down the dollar. They're going to keep that going. They've just converted it from paper to electrical, digital money and all that stuff. But no, that financial collapse is never coming. Yeah, they'll push it back a little bit and make people, struggle even more. But the economic system is not going to crash. Global depopulation and the Georgia Guidestones. They are not killing off the world's population. They're not going to do it. They can't do it, but they're not going to do it. Okay, I'll get into that. And I think the next video I'm going to do on the controllers, but I'll get into more on that. But they're not killing off the population. Are they trying to curb population growth? Absolutely. Absolutely, they're doing that. They are not killing off the world population. And plus, it would mess up their plans. They would not do it because it would mess up their evacuation plans for them to try to get into their bunkers for the catastrophe. They let nature take care of the population because they know they can't do it. Project Blue Beam and the fake alien invasion. Okay, people, if you really think that they can do holograms up in the sky and have that kind of technology, then I can't help you. Okay, I can't help you. Somebody explain that one to me, how they can do that. Okay, rational thought, people, rational thought. Now, they've been pushing this fake alien invasion online for a long time now, because when the gates of heaven open, that invasion ain't going to be fake. 5G, oh, the dreaded 5G. Yeah, is there long-term effects from all the EMFs and the ELFs that are coming from that? Yeah, you guys don't have to worry about the long-term effects. You're going to have to worry about the catastrophe. That's going to trump anything that's going to happen over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. All right, this is Max Egan's favorite one to go to. Mr. Max Egan, who flew from Argentina or from Sydney to Argentina, something like that, but yet wouldn't show him landing in Argentina. or Chile. I can't remember which one it was. But anyways, yeah, 5G people, don't worry about it. Internet of Things, don't worry about that. And then the ever so mentioned Agenda 21, Agenda 30. I'm sure there's other couple names for it and everything. Yeah, if you guys are worried about this, I don't know what to tell you. Um, this is one you don't have to worry about. Okay, local communities, go in there and fight for whatever you want to fight for in your local communities. They're not going to be able to come in. All right, the federal government's not coming in. They're not doing all this stuff. The UN's not coming in with their troops. None of this stuff. Okay, this stuff is just there to scare you, to keep you wanting to buy a whole bunch of survival gear and a whole bunch of guns and everything else because they make money off of it. FEMA camps and the U.S. takeover of the American people. All right. You guys have been taken over a long time ago. They don't need to take you guys over. You guys have been taken over a long time ago. All right. There's nothing they need to do. They control you completely. So they don't need to come in and start doing all this stuff. They have everything set up and you guys have been controlled for decades. So stop worrying about the FEMA camps. If you're so freaked out about them, then just don't go to them. Stop worrying about this stuff. It's just there to scare you and to keep you occupied while you're on YouTube. They'll let you have your guns. They are not taking your guns from you. They're not taking 300 million guns away from American citizens. That's never going to happen. Okay? Because we will revolt, and they know that, and they're not going to risk that. They already have control of us, like I said in the FEMA part. They already have control of us. They're not taking your guns, but if they do when they do all these fake shootings and everything, they absolutely do that stuff to get you people afraid that they're going to still take your guns from you and all that kind of stuff. Because gun sales, they skyrocket after these events because people go and start buying guns. So all the gun manufacturers, the NRA, love this stuff. Nuclear weapons. Why does anybody believe anything the government tells you anymore? Why believe a damn thing they tell you? Okay, nuclear energy, strong, weak nuclear force do not exist. Nuclear weapons do not exist. Okay, Syria with chemical weapons, Iran with their nuclear program, North Korea. North Korea. Everybody be afraid of North Korea. You know, they're going to shoot nukes over at us and everything else. No, they're not, people. It is all one big show, and there are no nuclear weapons. Another con where they stole money from everyone. Hiroshima and Nagasaki were not nuclear bombs. Those were fire bombings, people. Fire bombings. Oh, the dreaded ICBMs, the rockets that are made out of tin cans, but yet they can come back into the atmosphere with their model. This is ridiculous, people. One, there's a dome up there. They can't get out. Nothing can get out. In their model, these things would not be able to do re-entry. They would burn up on re-entry. Think of the space shuttle and all the things that they had underneath the space shuttle for it to come back into the re-entry. Just in their model, it's ridiculous. These little tin can missiles that are being shot up are not going anywhere, and they're not coming down anywhere. Oh, and the dreaded range of these fake ICBM nuclear warhead missiles. Okay, people, you know the longest any missile has ever flown? It was in World War II. The V2 rocket from Germany to London to Great Britain. That's it, people. In any war since, no rocket or missile has flown further. Now think about that. Start using your heads, people. There ain't no missiles coming raining down from nowhere. This is all fake. So why did they come up with the strong nuclear force? Because they had to, because their atomic model was wrong. Because they had the protons, which were positively charged, touching each other. And then they realized anybody that ever touches a magnet realizes if you take a positive to a positive, those 2 points are never touching. They're repelling each other. just like a negative and negative are going to repel. So they had a problem with that model. So what did they do? They made up what they always do. They just make up stuff, and they made up this strong nuclear force in order to correct the incorrect model of the atomic structure with the protons touching each other, because now it's the strong nuclear force that's keeping them together. And then the weak nuclear force, again, wrong model. Everything's wrong. No nuclear force whatsoever. Oh, and my favorite, gravity. I'm not going to go there. I already did a whole video on it. 96% of the numbers are fake. Big Bang. Yeah, as fake as you can get. Anybody that has half a brain can see that one. Galaxies do not exist. All that stuff is fake. And then their patron saint, yeah, I think they use like 3 different versions of him over the last 30 years. Black holes, fake. Anything in the heliocentric model is fake. And their other patron saint of the heliocentric model, Einstein with his, yeah, I've already said enough about Einstein. And then his famous equation, E equals mc squared. People, go learn how they figure out the speed of light. And then his special theory of relativity. If you want to go learn the most ridiculous thing in the world, go read that thing. It's absurd. Oh, and then bending space and time so you can travel. You just go ahead and bend it. And then, I mean, this stuff is ridiculous, people. And of course, my favorite, the vacuum of space. Thank you, Spaceballs. Yeah, there is no vacuum in space. Quantum mechanics, I don't know what they're up to now, like 37 dimensions or some crazy number like that. It's all ridiculous. Don't worry about quantum mechanics. And those dimensions, there are no dimensions, people. These things are physical and they're real, and you'll see them when the light switches. D-wave. There's nothing to communicate. There's no other dimensions. This is like snake oil salesmen at the best. These people are morons. CERN. Stop concerning yourself about CERN. What they're doing with that thing underneath the ground, and if it's a particle accelerator or not, it doesn't matter. They're not doing anything special with it. They're not opening up dimensions. They're not doing any of that. There are no dimensions. There's none of that stuff. Planet X. There's no Planet X because there's no planets like they say in the heliocentric model. So you can get rid of the Planet X one. You don't have to worry about that or be afraid of it. Nibiru, right? Same thing. There's no Nibiru. There's no Planet X. You don't need to be afraid of it. Planet X, Nibiru, they're not real. What they saw in the sky back in the day was this. This is the plasma ejection, and this is what it looks like, and that's the winged planet that they all described in the sky. So the winged planet that people are talking about with Nibiru and Planet X, it's not that, it's this. And another thing you do not have to be afraid of, because it'll never happen, is a comet hitting the Earth, a meteor, the size of frickin' Manhattan, or an asteroid hitting the Earth. Those things are never going to happen, okay? So you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. If it's in the heliocentric model, throw it in the trash. And one of the most ridiculous ones is the sun simulator. People, please use your head. A sun simulator. Think about the physics behind that and the engineering behind that of how that could possibly work. Just because there's a patent doesn't mean that it works or it could ever work. There's absolutely no way possible that they could make something to simulate the sun. You need to start using your head, people. This is the most ridiculous one out there. But I digress. Oh, black goo. Oh, you saw it in a couple movies. Therefore, it must be true, right, people? No, you don't have to worry about black goo. There's nothing that's going to come in inside your body and turn you into some robot or something. All right. And then nanotechnology. Really, people? Really? All right. These are the same people that told you they landed on a piece of light called the moon. AI technology. These are the people telling you about how great their technology is. People, no. Not even close. Sophia, she has pre-planned answers, and she is not some autonomous being that's going to take over the world and take over your DNA and change you into a hybrid robot human monster. Wow, scary. Ah. Now, I was hoping I could get through my entire video series and not mention this word, the Matrix word, okay? I know there's so many people out there that think that we live in a matrix and it's a computer simulation or whatever it is, okay? People, that's ridiculous. Absolutely the most asinine thing out there. You are real, and the world that you live in is physical and real. This is not a matrix. This is not some computer simulation, okay? This is one of their major distractions that they put out recently. I don't know how long it's been because I don't really follow this stuff. But I know that there's channels out there talking about it and how, how important it is to no, this is ridiculous, people. Come on, use your brain. What we come up with computers a couple decades ago, and then all of a sudden the entire existence is inside of a computer. Asinine, ridiculous, and utterly silly. Okay, since we're talking about ridiculous stuff that everybody is afraid of and guilt and all that, we're also going to talk about a ridiculous theory that's out there. Okay, and it's the concave model theory, where they're saying that everything's inside of a round sphere Earth, but everything's facing inside, and the stars and the sun and all that. And there's, some jackass who's, calling himself Christ, running around, thinking he has this model correct. This model is so easy to disprove. Okay, the first one is that if we were concave, then the pilots would have to be adjusting upwards in level flight, which they don't. They don't adjust either up or down in level flight. And the other one is that the stars come over the horizon at night, and they set at the horizon at night. In that model, those stars would never touch the horizon, ever. So that's how easy this one is to disprove. So anybody out there talking about, oh, concave Earth, this is right. No, it's not, people. It's not. This is one of the more ridiculous ones out there. Okay, so people, the reason why they distract and divert you with all these crazy theories out on YouTube, and I'm talking about the controllers here, is because they want you to make you look like an idiot to all of your friends and family, so you can't convince them. When you start talking to them about black goo and start talking to them about a sun simulator, those people are never going to hear a word you say when you tell them the truth. Because all they've heard from you is Planet X, Nibiru, D-Wave, Dimensions, all these crazy things that they know are absolutely crazy. The controllers know that. And that's part of the deception. So you will never be able to turn somebody to the truth because they've heard you rant and rave about all these things, about depopulation, about Agenda 21 and the UN going to take over and all this stuff. They're never going to hear a word you say. And that's all by design. They're going to see you wearing a tinfoil hat, and they are never going to hear a word you say. So get focus and get some clarity. Stop running around, ranting and raving about all these idiotic theories and beliefs that are on YouTube. Stick to the truth, understand it, and stop getting distracted and diverted by all these other channels and all these other topics, because they do not mean anything. The only thing that matters to the controllers is keeping you distracted and diverted so they can get on their evacuation plans when the catastrophes about ready to start happening and the shortening of the days happens. Because they don't want a whole bunch of people running around and interfering with their plans. They want to be able to get onto the roads. They want to be able to get into their jets or their boats or whatever to go wherever they are supposed to get into their bunkers, and they do not want people getting in the way. The only thing that you need to worry about and concern yourself with is how to get through Hell Week and the 3 months of hell after that to get into the golden age. Focus and clarity into what the real enemy is, which is the plasma. And to all the people that are complaining about my comment section, I will do what I want to do with my comment section. This is my classroom, mine. I will censor, I will keep things from getting in there, because my students, the people who want to come here to learn, are not going to get distracted with all the BS that's out there. And I'm not going to let you guys do it. So I will keep on censoring my comment section in my classroom.